My question was, of course, about O staff, and I was wondering if you had any feedback. Is the ONPASSIVE staff using it? Are they liking it? Are there any new features? I'm sure it's in the pipeline. Just any updates would be great.
Perfect. Thank you. Very good question. I actually will pull up one okay sheet by our. I'm going to give you the exact date, okay?
Yeah, that's great.
So, okay, this update that went on yesterday, okay, the updated release on February 29, 2023, as verified by the TM, okay, without the the PT and ST, let's just put those two codes aside. This release will be exclusively catered to the internal release for the ONPASSIVE HR and strategy teams. So as of yesterday, the new release went live, which is a whole new O staff than the one you've seen in Boston. And that is already tested. And now, as of yesterday, technically in March, ONPASSIVE, different teams of ONPASSIVE, including the HR, are now the first beta testers of that. In July, late July, they have OConnect also scheduled to be released, beginning with India, which is basically like your QuickBook or tax and payroll software. It's all included. So, in a nutshell, OStaff, we have created a different OStaff that you've seen. We have recruited, to be precise, somebody who has built, Oracle has a master like a HR management system, and somebody who worked with them for 15 years now is heading our program and worked globally. Oracle is obviously, it's a huge business, it's a massive company, but SAP and Oracle are some of the biggest. SAP, it's a German company, and I believe we're fortunate also to attract some of the experts on the topic to be leading that. I don't have time, Susie, for when would it go live for the public or commercially, but
No, that's a great update.
I can ask.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
thank you. It sounds like that added person
We have a
would be
new
really great.
we have a new ONPASSIVE. Now we're gonna obviously gather together and make a strategy for the release prices, all of that. And a side note, we decided to make it a standalone company, yet there is a light version available for the ecosystem. So what we have is going to be, you understand, like companies have to install the software and do some customization.
Yep.
So that's one business model. Another business model is you have that open source, basically a subscription for smaller businesses. Okay, that is what we will make, and then you use what's available without much customization. Okay, that is available for businesses and individuals in ONPASSIVE ecosystem, but also on the side, we have that enterprise level.
For the larger corporations,
Yes,
I'm sure. Yeah.
but keep in mind, accounting, or hire. I think you know what hire is. It's a
Yep.
recruiting platform.
Recruiting platform. Yep.
Okay, so all combined in one place, and of course, you know that we have the facial recognition and detection for checking in and all of that, punching in and out, and at the same time onboarding all of that. So I do believe it will be the most complete uh, management system in one platform. Add to that super scalable, and it will be for peanuts comparing to what's
Current
available on the market.
prices. Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
pay millions on those softwares across the different locations.
But my question is, you have a fast-growing family of innovators and inventors in ONPASSIVE. Are you able to share anything general about their first areas of focus? For example, are they innovating in energy, transport, health, construction, or other areas?
That's big information to be addressed publicly, but
That's what I thought.
keep it on a yes. keep it on AS for the areas that you've mentioned. But as far for the ONPASSIVE ecosystem, keep it on that along with the experts we have on that project. Our focus is to get this now complete within this year, rolled out 100% commercially, including the ash bomb. I hope you would be aware of that, but mainly our data center, and of course the complete ecosystem. Single sign-on is going to be completely. The word is not revamped. It's remade. Okay. Well, it is being remade. Okay, including ecosystem, including OMail, completely remade. Okay, it's being remanufactured, and that applies, of course, ONET. Okay, wait for that. So all in all, yeah, Otrim, there will be a paid version for it, like probably a different name, some more. So we have a bunch already, and a bunch that where they are working on. For example, we have chosen different locations for them without even disrupting what they're doing or distracting their work. All in all, we have options where, so they made this copy, we'll evaluate, we'll take the best, or maybe a blend of both. But 2024 releasing the ecosystem with some products that you don't know about. One word I threw yesterday was Avatar, including that, and just make sure that everything is available for or on the marketplace. That is the first focus for the ecosystem. The other areas, they're definitely without any ambiguity. They're areas of our interest and passion.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ash.
And we will make a big impact on those, not just to get in.
Will ONPASSIVE have its own mobile money transfer service for peer-to-peer lending?
That's one piece of ash bomb. Yes. We're going to call it Ash Kiss. So it's going to be your phone kisses my phone. We can transfer money. That's it. Yeah.
Thank
Virtually, or like a tap.
Wonderful.
And that is a big battle I have because nobody likes it. The users would love it. The market would love it. Okay, for the convenience, for how much it will save, and the possibilities of making more, getting more for your buck. But businesses, they have been comfortable with their level, and they don't want anybody to get in the game and disrupt it. Good question, Gladys, Jean, and Susie so far.
Yeah. All right, we go to.
You talked about in the past the debit cards and India being the first part of that. Are we close to that happening? And then are we past the hurdles that are from the other countries, independent ones?
Thank you, Sherry. Okay.
If you're able to.
So there are no hurdles in the other countries, to be specific. It's a process. It takes time.
Okay, process.
Okay?
Yeah, that's right. Process.
And for India, it's just about ready. Okay, it's just about ready. Tentatively, it was supposed to be end of February, actually, not March. I would assume a couple more weeks we should have a good clarity on that. That is India, but also we have other programs in Europe. Europe is covered, by the way, and some North American countries as well. It's a very sophisticated and complicated process. Lots of bureaucracy and regulations and approval documents, but everything is moving fine. There's no hurdle on that. It's just a matter of time.
I was curious to know about, you talked about the tracker thing a while back, and I don't know if that's something you can elaborate on. You know, that always has my interest all in so many ways. So I don't know if that's something you can still elaborate on, because I know you guys were working on, well, I know there's two trackers. One's like a little device thing, and one's the tracker that the cops and all that kind of people, for earthquakes and all that kind of things. So I was just wanting to know how that is moving along, if you can elaborate on those or not.
it's a big project. We are working on multiple devices. Okay, some have been achieved, and again, not satisfactory to me. The size was an issue. So it's usable, but I'll be happy to give it away. Anyway, I have other projects in the pipeline, but I'm going to break down the objective to you without getting into the names and status of each. So there is the digital tracking, the web tracking, which is OTracker. We have that. As a part of that will be included. Obviously, there are different scales, okay? And we base so many AI features based on that because it gives you a lot of information. But some devices, you got valuables to the point where your wallet, your mobile phone, you could have a tiny, tiny invisible piece of, we're not going to say what it is, okay? That is able to track it just in case it's shut down when it's offline, because some smartphones or most smartphones come with that capability. But in case it's turned off, or you have something, data or something important, or if it's completely offline, all right? So it's not going to be able to trace that. So we have that, valuables, including devices like your laptop, your mobile phone, and those are targets, okay, for theft, for you can misplace them, and of course, larger objects and valuables such as vehicles, want to be able to track them offline, okay, and so that is revealing for something like a live GPS. That is another part of OTracker, the digital one, to have it on a live map, just like Uber Eat and the different maps, or Uber and Lyft and all of those applications. Perhaps, and there is also personnel tracking. Children,
Yeah.
women, and
Yes.
soldiers. Don't tell anybody, okay? I didn't say that.
Yes.
But
Thank you so much.
they're different devices for different purposes.
Yeah.
So we have
Yes.
a number of projects are going on, and they're all under the umbrella of the OTracker department. OTracker is
Gotcha.
ready, you understand, and it's at the level we have it now. It's beyond GA, Google Analytics, and mark my word on that. Ash Mufareh on March 1st, still March 1st here, is saying that OTracker at the level of as of now, it is more valuable than Google Analytics. Time will
Wow.
tell. Yes.
Wow.
At the level as of it now. Of course,
Perfect.
for dirt of the cost.
Of course. Nothing but value here in ONPASSIVE.
We heard you mention a good while back about blockchain. And then again, on the previous OConnect, I believe blockchain technology has the capability to be extremely beneficial to ONPASSIVE in many different areas. If you have been given permission to speak about this subject at this point, in which do you feel it would be the most beneficial to ONPASSIVE? Thank you so much, always, for all
Thank
you do.
you for paying attention, Terry. And that's a good question too. So far it's been ladies, so no wonder the intelligence is shining. And first of all, I don't need a permission from anyone. I can talk about anything I want. I'm in America. America. It's a free world. We can say whatever we want. So the blockchain is a vast topic, and to keep it light, we are in the early stages of that. It's a whole thing. Most people connect blockchain is just limited to cryptocurrency, all of that. No, we can actually apply it to the medical field for medical records, and make that more secure and more accessible, more centralized. You can make that available within the organization. Different departments access the same data parallel in a parallel way, and at the same time, different products as standalone can use the blockchain, specifically when we're talking about microtransactions, such as the wallet and so forth, when it comes to finances. So there are many uses of blockchain. We decided to create our own to the betterment of our products and to the betterment of the ecosystem collectively, to mesh that data together, incorporate that with the AI power. I think we're up to something revolutionary as well. It's not a quick project, and it's not we are done with it, but I can tell you we're fortunate also that we've attracted some experts who've done something impressive in that area, and now they are applying that expertise in the ONPASSIVE projects. But we should move fast with that.
Many people are struggling with their alternative email addresses, mostly because they did not know they could set up a recovery email addresses or phone numbers. If they totally lose their alternate emails, would they lose their ONPASSIVE accounts? Are they planning to help us all switch email only to ease off the stress of having to lose access to foreign email addresses? I could send you that question if you didn't understand it, actually.
Comfort, we've talked about this before, but I can happily repeat. Yes, the answer is yes. We do have a plan where there's not going to be a need for the alternative email. However, some of the dependency is for the early bird founding members. So having that behind us in a little while, it will free us from some of the security, because the manipulation was, and it got us in trouble, is when people have multiple accounts and all of that. So we don't know who's who, but the end result is when people are actually buying the product as regular users and customers. That's the bottom line. For that, we're going to have the mobile app. So when it's connected, your app is verified, you have an identity, and they're definitely a quicker method. So it is not a permanent thing. This is temporarily, and that's one part where we said, if you know how to manage, we don't have a restriction on having multiple accounts, etc. But you should be able to manage. If you manage, we're okay. We don't have a problem for you with having multiple accounts. It's a passing thing. So consider we will have a way to accept new registrations without alternative email. There are definitely better methods, and for you in the future, definitely the live video support, all of that, and O-Verify and facial recognition, all those different methods are much better. So we will not need it in the future. Hope that helped. Comfort. And just in case, for those who wonder, it's mainly because of there has been some abuse. So we wanted to have some security and limitation to avoid breach. I like simplicity, like you, Comfort, and anyone. I like just click and access and make the changes you want, including your username or whatever. So hope this helped. Next.
With AI becoming big news in the media and elsewhere, many folks are concerned regarding its possible consequences in the wrong hands. How can we explain to those folks that ONPASSIVE AI is and will continue to work for us and be betterment for mankind? They haven't gotten over Terminator series.
So that's science fiction, and obviously that's not real life. Real life is different. So the robotic AI that he's talking about, hardware, that is something different. We make the software of the machines, okay? We create it, so it's done by humans. Unless or until the machine can write its own software, then that would be a threat to us. That's never going to happen. So we tell the machine to what to do. So we're the owner of that intelligence. Anyway, the focus in ONPASSIVE is to use the repetitive and predicted information and needs, okay, and to simplify it and to make it retrieve it quicker for the user, such as OChat and the O-Verify instead of the old application. So we make it AI driven. So there's absolutely zero threat and danger, or it would never endanger our humanity. Specifically what we use in ONPASSIVE, it's literally made to save us time and to cut our effort in much smaller and simpler, and definitely to achieve more in less time. That's the purpose of it. It's not complicated. We're not into the hardware machinery. That is a different phase, and I don't see any threat of that. Now, if you're talking about some abuse of knowing data and using that against, so for example, Ash can make Gersminder's voice, okay, by AI. It's possible, all right? I can use his voice. We're at that level today. I can replicate his voice and possibly his picture. We're not talking about Photoshop 2002, okay? We're talking about now AI. I can have somebody looks like him and talks like him, and you could believe it is him. Yet it's not him. That is dangerous. So this, with regulations, could be controlled under policy. Cybercrime and cybersecurity always is needed, and it will increase in demand as we go, because just like anything else, there will be always an abuse, and people would do the wrong thing with something that is probably meant to be positive or a good tool in our life. All right, when they first made the knife or something sharp to help us use it in the kitchen or in our food or whatever, who knows how many people died by being stabbed by a knife. It would happen. How do you set that? So that's the law enforcement work or the authorities work. For us, we're creating something nice. Somebody's going to abuse, they'll deal with the government. Let's put it that way.
Many brilliant men and women have left prestigious jobs and have come to ONPASSIVE to work. In your opinion, what is different that is drawing them to you, to the company?
That's a good question. And yes, it is a different question. I agree with you, Listra. And I question that myself, okay? But it's a blessing. I tried to probably clarify that yesterday on 360. And in a nutshell, I think for the most part is either one or a combination, one of the two or a combination. Following somebody they trust or they like, and blindly they follow them. And the other part is seeing the vision and believing in, wow, I can do something more in my life, or finally I can work almost on my dream, but on a much faster track where almost I gave up on my dream. So the liberty, the flexibility that we provide to, especially those big profiles that you know some, alongside with seeing that vision that we're working as a greater purpose than just working on a job, traditional job. So now, okay, I see this vision and I can be a part of that. Also, I see so and so. I see Listra or Michael or so and so. For the sake of illustration and example, but they know the other names. That means they've seen it, and for that reason I'm on board. I'll keep it that simple, but I'm sure every case they have their personal preference, and I'm like you, interested one day to maybe have a session open. Hello, Dr. Ayman. What drew you to ONPASSIVE when you don't need a job, or you were not looking, or you're fine, and why ONPASSIVE, or so and so, or that doctor, that engineer, that expert? We have a number of them. I'm interested to know their say on that. But from my side, I thought about it, and I think it's because who we have with us already, and some of the names that are not disclosed. Strategic names, okay, and of course, seeing the vision and the purpose of ONPASSIVE is greater than just having a job. So they desire to be a part of that. If that helped.
Wonderful. Yes.
My question is, Ash, obviously ONPASSIVE are building in-house card processing system that obviously pay for commissions and to take money for products. Will ONPASSIVE be developing a system for outside businesses to have a card processing system to take card transactions? Is that part of what the in-house system that you're building?
Right, Peter, and that's also it's kind of relevant to what Sherry asked.
Yeah, it was earlier on, but I've been in and out, so I'm sorry I couldn't.
Well,
I didn't get all the questions.
But sure, you have another piece of it, which is for the businesses, and the answer is yes.
Right. Okay, that's great. Perfect.
Andy?
I had a question regarding. I have a number of sizable organisations and companies that are keen to consider OConnect. Is there a specific route that we should take when introducing such companies or organisations?
Very, very good question, Andy. And we also have those already orders. So can I allow me to touch up on other areas of ONPASSIVE? So there's some organizations, departments, or ministries, if you wish, at the state departments, for example, they have ordered some of the specifications for us to implement, whether AI or marketing or design or just traditional programming or mobile app, etc. So some robotic hardware. So they've seen some of our demos, and so we've had those orders on the side. At the moment, we're managing them case by case. So we come and weigh in, like, okay, what do we benefit from that? Is it going to distract? Do we have to, take resources and put them in this project? Is it only financial return, or do we have other benefits with, having that credibility by being the software that is doing the labor department of UAE? Example. All right, that's huge. Okay. Okay, so this is how we do it. So there are different values. Now, for the SaaS products, okay, such as OConnect, everything we just started kind of like building and structuring each product as a standalone company. So there will be an OConnect company where it caters to SaaS ecosystem, of course, the first one. And our goal is to connect everything back to the ecosystem so the affiliates can benefit. But yet we would have a la carte or standalone where they can order, including domain. Okay. So if somebody want to come and like get a domain or website build or whatever with us and hosting quickly with us, but they're not in the ecosystem, that will be a different route. It will be on that external website without the need for them to go to the ecosystem. Perhaps some products like OConnect, there will be also other names known in the market for the video conferencing services we have. So there will be OConnect, let's say with the ecosystem, rhyming with the O, etc. And then there will be, let's say, Andy video conferencing standalone company. If just for the market, you can do it as white label. For some companies, they want to white label, they want to have the software, etc. Or some will have some request or modifications. So the team of Andy BC will handle that to do the justification, because businesses have preferences, and it's something I wasn't open to in the beginning. But when you see the potential and the demand by these companies, and the disappointment that they will have if we're just like limited to one option. In the beginning, we just want to make it simple, but now we are branching off. So today we don't have that route publicly, but let them see the new release of OConnect, okay? And maybe, I don't want to say time, but down the road, shortly this year, we're going to have another product that is completely disruptive for the VC area, and then we'll discuss which route they go.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
We could hold them a little bit, and they would have more choices. But our interest is to cover them as well, to give them that preference they're looking for.
My question is concerning the payment processor. You have spoken about the company having our own payment processor. If you're at LIB, can you give us an update or a time frame when it would be ready? Can you update us on that, please, if you are able to? Thank you.
So without dates or timelines, eventually we will be the payment processor for businesses and for individuals, including that micro transactions we talked about, okay? Like mobile, that Terry, I think, asked. And the phase we're in right now, we're having, third-party resources available in the market. That's what we have. We have a few, and we have multiple options that we kept for a higher stage when we have more volume, because of the volume and the diversity. There's not one solution that we can use that will cover everything we want. The ultimate solution will be our solution. Okay, it's not available yet. Okay, but at the moment we use other vendors and payment processors. But a few we haven't shared with you yet. They're coming because of the predicted volume that is coming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ash.
You're welcome, Julie.
So the question that's coming to me over here is that there are quite a few that are not seeing their trimmed links in OTrim from Australia. I don't know about other countries. I haven't asked. New Zealand is also included in that. They have said that they have tried everything, as in clearing cache, cookies, refreshing, whatever. Is this a concern from the back office, or do the tech team know about this? It has been said that maybe it could be the internet provider, however, or our mobile provider, which is Telstra over here. However, I use the same provider and I have no concerns with my OTrim, my links or anything like that. So That's the first
No
one.
problem, Narelle. If you are seeing the same thing, there might be something that our team will check. And Julie, when can you leave that in red? I'm just going to copy that to our team. Just leave it the way it is as a pending task, and I'll convey that to the team. They're able to access from other countries and IP addresses, so they will have them check it from Australia and see if there's something on our side or any advice they would recommend.
Thanks.
Okay. Could Ash say a little bit about Oblast Strategy? How and when we can expect its implementation? For example, will it be overlap, go simultaneously with OConnect release to the masses? How and when will we be able to, will allowed to submit proposal? That's question number one. Should I ask the second, or should you answer that first?
Let me answer that better. So about Oblast and as well all other products, we purposely wanted to hold them until the release of OConnect, whether because they rely on OConnect or like mechanically, or so that the rollout process goes smooth. So for those reasons. And I'm going to also include a question from Collins Manna about the pending withdrawals. So I can include that with it. And also, another reason for not rolling out more products is we want to clear and not releasing more products and not even accepting more payments for OConnect, the first paid product. We have a pause on that. At the same time, we have not released more products, though we have them ready. So we're literally leaving money on the table for us and for you, perhaps, for the reason that we wanted to clear out the commissions, make sure that OConnect is out the first in the upcoming official release, and then that will get the others get unstuck. So everything seems to be lined up strategically just after this first step, which is OConnect official release, clearing out the withdrawals, and then opening with more payment processors and move on to more products, if that makes sense. So that kind of like combined 2-3 questions in one.
Perfect.
Would ONPASSIVE do like a medical insurance in the future that, you know, it'd be a lower cost or implemented in medical doctors and things?
If I tell you my objective for this target and purpose tonight, I'll be assassinated. I think that should give you the answer.
Okay. Thank you, Ash.
Right, great, wonderful, thank you.
They
By the
don't
time,
like what we are doing, period.
Gotcha.
And it's a big industry.
Yeah, hi everybody. Hi, I'm Ash. Yeah, my question, the first one was already asked by Julie. So, but the next one is about the payment processor. Would that be running in our own AI data center? And how far are we with our AI data center?
Thank you. Well, good to see you, Oliver.
Thank you.
I shared almost daily. I work with Mr. Frank. He's also from Cameroon, another sharp guy. So he reminds me of you constantly, almost every day. So
thank you.
Many sharp people come from Cameroon that I know. The payment processor, I'm sorry, I think you also wanted to ask about the payment processor too, but it's been covered, I think, fairly enough.
Yes.
The data center is set fairly to go this year, okay? I don't want to say 6 months away and all of that. You never know. This is not a small project. This is a big one. But if all goes well, we will end up this year having the entire ecosystem hosted with us, payment processor, everything is hosted with us, especially ONET, OPAL, all of that. You have to have your data center, your own hosting, because there's something called AWS.
Yes.
They're mafia.
Yes.
They're your partners by force when it comes to hosting. For those who don't know, Amazon Web Service is the host most businesses use currently, including X and GoDaddy and everybody, okay? They're not cheap.
Yes.
They have no mercy. And they don't mind taking your children, not just your money. So yeah, I'm very optimistic it will be this year complete. It's not a normal project the size that we're working on all of that. But I have to tell you, our IT team did an incredible work. They basically traveled to every continent. They traveled the world to come up with something that is disruptive, something that is unique, and it will be cost effective for the users, for the company, environment friendly, the whole nine yards. So I think we're going to change that game.
But I'm wondering if we're ever going to look at maybe making blockchain as a service something that we'll do along with the other data system things or data centers, the platforms as a service or maybe information as a service. Will we at some point offer blockchain as a service, do you think?
Initially, like I said, more good to see you as well, Jeffrey, and I agree with you about the guys. We're so blessed to have them, the intelligence Cameroonian crew, and all other tech guys. Yeah, there are different choices of that, but initially our goal is to keep it, like to have it for internal use for applications as standalone, and secondly for the entire ecosystem and marketplace to basically have that data monetization for marketing purposes, for speed and replication, all of that. So that is the initial thing. To go outside that, of course, for transactional pieces, whether it's the finance or medical, all of that, that is going to be the second phase. So initially, we're going to keep it for our users. Secondary, at least internally, and second phase will be to go beyond that. I still didn't say that we're offering that as a service. I didn't get to the point where we're planning to offer it as a service. There will be a better person to talk about that. I will be happy to ask them if the scope of work we have right now is going to lead us to that eventually. I am not so much interested in it, but if they have a better view and why should we make it available for companies or individuals, we can definitely benefit from that.
Please ask on my behalf about the future of OConnect to switch from desktop to mobile and switching devices. Or I guess
it's a byproduct. It's right now we have it available in all those different formats, and the new release also. I don't know if the Tech Pro know that the mobile app of ecosystem is an authentic. It's an original mobile app. In OConnect is not. You understand the difference? Maybe Collins can address that one of those sessions. So the new release, OConnect, is going to be authentic OConnect with that. So the switch is easy right now. If you're logged in the ecosystem and you close one device, you open the other device. In time, you're not going to have any issue to switch devices. It would be seamless, but even more than that, your account is going to pick up from where you left. It's almost like saving your work automatically.
My first question, sir, is about the bulk payments. My question was, is the test complete of 100 people? And if yes, then the other payments, from which email are they coming? Because a lot of people are getting spams or not understanding whether it is a spam or it is related to the same. So if you could throw some light on that.
I'm glad. Thank you so much, Neeraj. That's a good question. I'm glad we're aware of it. Okay. In general, don't ever pay money to get money. If somebody's trying to abuse your email by saying pay this because you're going to get that, don't ever pay that. ONPASSIVE doesn't ask you to pay money by email. Okay? And if anything happens, we will always give you a heads up to that. You can only just use your cart from the main marketplace. That's how you can subscribe to our product, and that's the only way. So we don't send email, we don't put a pop-up or Facebook or ashes like collecting. None of that is genuine. All of it, scam. You see the headline, delete, don't read. I would never ask you for money. I don't even access Facebook. I don't use it. I'm not going to send you an email to ask you for money. Not the company is going to do that. There's a marketplace, proper shopping cart, checkout through the system. That's the only way. All right. don't respond to anybody. Nobody's going to collect money on our behalf. Now, the bulk mail had some issues. That's why we had to pause it. So we had issues. We paused it, and if all goes well with the backup plan, we might not need to send that email. It would be through or verify in the back office. So we bypass sending that link by email. It was a little bit, I would say, inconvenient and difficult. It's not user friendly, and for that reason, we paused it. The truth, okay? And the second or the next upcoming one, the bulk mail, rather it will be handling all in one, without having to go through the scaling issue. I think within a short period, I'll be able to address, go check, everybody's paid out, 100%. Very, very close to that, okay? So we're gonna clear things out without having to stage it, as previously we did, with a better option, without the need to go and do the KYC by email for an external company. It was not my preference, but I took that over zero. At the time, we had nothing, so I needed to get that moving, at least slower, more difficult, but better than zero. Okay, so it's not a difficult choice, but because it was not smooth, so we decided to halt that.
Thank you very much.
And good news for India, we will be able to pay bulk in those cards. You would have to order the card. It will be by order, and it's an option. You don't have to. Our goal also to have net pay. What do you call it? Net banking in India. So our goal to have that, so it will be instant, but it's limited to a daily 100,000 Indian rupee INR. That is the rule. But we are going to give options. Okay, so we'll give you the net banking, we'll give you the card.
Today in the market, we have devices, applications that run in the 4K resolution. I know you had once told us that our OConnect can go up to 8K.
True.
And you also said, but because it can go up to 8K doesn't mean we can use it at 8K because of that bottleneck out there for those devices. You also mentioned to us that ONPASSIVE is going to be coming out with devices, hardware devices that can handle the 8K. So it's just going to make OConnect run at the lightning speed and clarity. Now, the question is, any updates on those hardware devices, if it's possible for you to talk about it? If not, it's okay. We'll wait as usual because we know it's coming. It's a done deal.
They were done since April 2023, roughly a year ago. And you cannot release them and you're not officially satisfied with the product to where you want to take it. Now is the time. So since we're coming out to the stable and viral commercial release, it will be more reasonable to include other products and add to that the payment processor, the commissions, all of that. So we don't want to start into selling devices, technologies, hardware, tools before nailing OConnect and before clearing the pending payments and having a long run, for the purchasing. So those are the reasons. So there's nothing else to wait for except the strategic plan in the logistics, but they are done.
I have a question regarding the future, Ash, Mufareh. We're talking about today and all that's been happening, but I really would like to know what your vision is for ONPASSIVE and where it will be 10 years or more from now.
I love that question. That's more rational. I would say definitely will be done with the first 3 phases on Earth. And that is the time I'm actually looking for. I'm 50 years old. Though I don't look like it. I'm not aging in any way. Thank you. I know. But I don't plan when I'm 80. So I'm working so hard that within the next 10 years, I completely unload everything in my potential. including the main 3 phases of ONPASSIVE, which and they will definitely reshape the planet in every aspect. The life is going to be 10 years from now, 2034, 35. There's going to be a very, very easy, distinguished difference between the life before ONPASSIVE. If you ask me my wish, or maybe at least a hope for that, may God lead us to, as fast as possible, to the right people and more of the talented people that they can carry the mission alongside with us, and we can speed up the process effectively without drama, without manipulation and abuse, like the previous couple of years. I'm very hopeful for that. I'm very hopeful because we get better every stab, every exercise, every challenge. As Les Brown says, if you can look up, you can get up, right? Every time we get smacked, in the next hour we're planning something else. You cannot crush us. You cannot crush us, because we will do this because we're doing it for the right reasons. I like your question, Lynn. So I believe it will be very, very obvious within 10 years time, reasonably. I like that time line. There has to be an obvious, noticeable difference between the life before ONPASSIVE, say now, okay, so 2024, the life is something now. I'm almost confident it will be in a different position, much better, collectively, in 10 years from today.
Hello, Mr. Ash. I did do a withdrawal. I did not receive any system email up until now. It has been a month. I am still waiting for the response.
That means it's not processed. So yeah, some people requested from October, did not receive. So I'm not sure what's the question. She's probably hasn't been aware. We have paused the withdrawal process and the payment process for the reason of the processes and the payout system, and that is what we just talked about. Almost ready to clear all of that out. So it is not a problem. There's no issue. It just there's a delay in the execution of that. The truth. I'm not saying we have payments from last year pending, and that's why we're not accepting more payments. And that's what we've been talking about the whole session. Soon will be addressed, so you will know.
My question was about the physical products. I know you had alluded to the fact that since April of last year, there's something that's either finished or just about to be finished. Will that product be available, do you feel, to the general public, or will it just be available to the founders initially?
So I think the very first couple of physical products are, they're a number, okay? They're not a couple. So they will be hardware equipments and devices and wires and audio video components for OConnect. That is the first wave of hardware products. So obviously past this month, it would be a more reasonable time to start deploying some of them to make them available within the ecosystem for OConnect. Does it mean anybody else out in the public can use them for other products? Yes. Okay. But they would be more meaningful and branded and perfectly work with OConnect. So we don't have plan to put them out to the public, though we could just put them on a public website. But we're not that hungry for sales per se.
Mr. Ash, as we spoke before about breathing, concentrator machine, I am curious if when you said yesterday there are another OB product coming, if that was Breathe Right. Wahoo!
No, that's booking, yeah, or Avatar. Okay, so let's put it this way, Pat, and everybody else. So we have created a device. Oh no, that's going to get me in trouble. Well, let's put it that way. I'm not going to say what it does and why and all the details. So it's done, and I think it's been nearly 2 years or so. Okay, done. All right, completely done. But we haven't done mass production, and we didn't strategize a market plan for it. Okay, that's it. So the product that you and I know, Pat, and everybody, okay, which is a breather, concentrator machine that runs pretty much for a lifetime, that is done as a prototype, as individual tests. You understand? but we didn't do that in mass production, nor had a plan how to roll it out. It just, I guess, it's either not a priority or not the mass or massive demand as it would have been during the pandemic. And in that, I really oppose the profitability aspect of it. I feel like we should just like produce them and give them away. See, do a head count, how many people in the world need it, ship them, everybody. Maybe we can make that a project in OConnect. I'm sorry, on Oblast. We go do analytics, how many people are in need, get their addresses, get the database. Is it reasonable? I make it on me and ship it to everybody. Or, you know, we can create a campaign if it's overwhelming in Oblast, and everybody gets the device and they breathe for life. It's oxygen, guys.
Hello, Brother Ash. Always blessed, feeling blessed each time you come out to speak. We still have pending withdrawals. Are we going to cancel that upon receiving our commission?
Just talk about old ones.
You're not going to cancel. You're going to receive those. Then they will be marked as successful, from pending to successful, and then you can reload if you have commission. You can initiate another request.
Answer twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to cancel if it's not paid, unless you want to change the wallet or the method.
Just one very short question that you have already mentioned about Ash Bomb, but you changed that to Ash Kiss. Are we close to hearing the big Ash Bomb or Ash?
That's a Julie question. Yes. So I was again. I have nothing but open transparency, and I get in trouble for that. I don't know why people don't want you to be transparent, like your legal team and everyone. Why did you say that? Well, why should I say something else? Okay. So I know I'm going to get in trouble for that. So this was set to be announced in November, believe it or not. So I'm set back nearly 3 months, okay, from some, I'm going to say some greed. I'm not going to say who it is and all of that, okay? So that got involved, that we decided to change direction, but it's not impacting the overall outcome. It's just somebody or some direction was sucking our time to somebody's advantage, and we recognized that. We stopped and decided to go in a different way. So if you make the plan, the math, I'm 4 months delayed on that. So do some quick math, you will know when.
Ash, this is a question from our founder Madhav from India. He's also an IT guy, and so 2 questions. The first one goes that so does OConnect support Evergreen Webinar, like in the upcoming edition, like Everjam or Evergreen Webinar? Those are recorded and played live, something like that.
I missed that. I'm sorry.
So, like the new release which is coming, so does it support like a recorded webinar, or in a, what is written that does OConnect support Evergreen Webinar?
Oh yes. So I know what he means. The Evergreen is that to have a playback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think we have this in this release.
Okay. Okay. The second question is that can we use ONPASSIVE technologies while traveling? Like in case of Facebook or Google, it flags off or alert for like a IP address change or something like that. So which is not a travel friendly. So does our technologies has these features? While traveling, we can use our ecosystem.
Absolutely, no restrictions.
So it doesn't require like while Google or Facebook they go for verification.
You update the process. No.
Okay.
It's if you have access and you're in Canada, you come here to the States, or you go to Europe, or you go to India, or anywhere. It's your account. You should access it without a problem.
Okay.
This is coming from Vanette Bruni, and she says, "Hello, Mr. Ash. Thanks for all you do. God's blessings always. Can you please expand a bit more on Dr. Rashid and his role in ONPASSIVE? Thanks."
shoe size, underwear color, like exactly. 40 years experience in technology, was my teacher 37 years ago. First exposure to the internet, or not to the internet, to the computer machines. Well connected globally, professor, high education. He discusses PhDs and master thesis, PhD theses, and many of his graduates, selected graduate students, are following him, and he's hand selecting some of them to be onboarded with us. So we're forming even a stronger team in AI and IT because of him. So we're blessed that he's with us. We talked about him a little bit more yesterday on 360, but maybe was not recorded. He had to relocate. He's a full-time AI consultant with ONPASSIVE. He wanted to sleep at the office, no joke. It's a true fact that he said, I would like my bed at the office. And that's it. I mean, extremely knowledgeable, well-connected. You can't ask for more.